This could be a major addition to the Philadelphia 76ers roster, not just for 2025, 2026, but going forward as well. Freshman guard out of Oklahoma, Jeremiah Fears, has entered the 2025 NBA draft, and he's a projected top 10 pick, which means that the Philadelphia 76ers, after their lackluster season, will have eyes on him come draft night. And it all also depends on the lottery. As we say in every one of these prospect videos, it's important to remember the Sixers need to have their pick land between number 1 and number 6. If it doesn't, if it falls to 6 or below or 7 or below, it will go over to the Oklahoma City Thunder. As of now, or as of today, the season's already over, obviously, but the Sixers have the 5th best odds at the number 1 pick. So pretty good chance as of right now to keep that first round selection. But also the lottery gods could have something else, in the NBA, and the basketball gods as well could have a different message for the Philadelphia 76ers, and they could fall out of that top 6, and the pick could go to the Thunder, and last season becomes even more of a disaster. But Jeremiah Fears could be a potential savior for this franchise. And I'll say this at the beginning, just pure basketball entertainment watching. This is my favorite prospect in the NBA draft. Jeremiah Fears, he was one of my favorite players to watch in college basketball this season. Freshman out of Oklahoma, played awesome in the SEC. And this was another guy like Cooper Flagg, supposed to be a high school senior this past year. Reclassifies, plays college a year early, and dominates the SEC. The SEC was probably the best college basketball conference we've ever seen from top to bottom this year. The depth of that league, the intensity night in and night out, and this was a guy that was supposed to be a high school senior in Chicago area, and he goes to Oklahoma and has an awesome freshman season. But Jeremiah Fears declares for the draft. I know a lot of these videos people have been talking about, complaining about, like, no more guards. We don't want Dylan Harper. We don't want Concanipple. We want size. We want a guy like Derek Queen. The other day did a video on Colin Mary Boyles, another potential front court piece. Jeremiah Fears is another member to the backcourt. And he is the pure kind of, if the Sixers were to pick Jeremiah Fears, to put it simply, he's the pure pick of, we're going to take the best player available and we're going to figure it out later. I think he's a top 5 player in this class. I haven't done my official rankings yet, but right now, off the top of my head, I would go Cooper Flagg 1, Ace Bailey 2, Dylan Harper 3, Jeremiah Fears number 4 most likely. Concanipple is kind of in that mix as well, just because I think he's such a plug-and-play type of player. But Jeremiah Fears is an electric scorer, an electric playmaker, and still so young. The one downside to his game right now, skinny frame. He's about 180. But also at the same time, he's 18 years old. He's going to put on weight. You look at Tyrese Maxey, that was one of his main concerns coming out of the draft. Skinny, needed to put on weight, and look at him now. He's jacked up. He's a man. He's built himself up. Jeremiah Fears is the pure, like, we're going to draft the best player available, and we're going to figure it out from there. Who cares if we have a 3-guard kind of rotation of Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and Jeremiah Fears? I'm all on board if the Philadelphia 76ers do just want to go plain out best player available. Fears is sitting there at pick 4, 5, or 6. And then the Sixers select him. I would be jumping for joy and think that would be an awesome selection for the Philadelphia 76ers coming up in this next draft. But you look at Jeremiah Fears and his freshman season at Oklahoma. As we said, did this all as an 18-year-old. Was supposed to be a high school senior last year. He goes out and averages 17.1 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, and 4.1 assists on 43.4%. Not the most efficient. Also not the most efficient from 3, 28.4%. But a tough shot maker. This guy thrived on making difficult shots, and he had a lot on his plate as a freshman guard as well. You look over the last few games of the season, he pretty much put this Oklahoma team on his back. Oklahoma was probably the team I watched the most down the stretch in college basketball this year, but you look over this last kind of 5 games that he played, 31, 13, 29, 28, and 20. As he went, Oklahoma went, and this was a guy that was just a dynamic scorer and dynamic playmaker night in, night out. Got a few tidbits on Jeremiah Fears and a couple numbers on him. 12 games this season of 20-plus points, 6 games of 25-plus points, 11 games of 15-plus points and 5-plus assists. And Oklahoma this year, when he scored 15 or more, they were 16-6. So he was kind of the hub, the engine to this Oklahoma team. And to do that as a freshman, and let alone an underage freshman, I guess is the best way to describe it, is beyond impressive. The playmaking, the ability to score, the ability to operate in the pick and roll, the tough shot making, that stuff's not really teachable. This is like a pure talent guy, and the work ethic's there as well. You saw him kind of progress and get better as well throughout the season. My guy Ryan Hammer on Twitter said the other day, he's one of those simple, don't overthink it. The ability to score the ball, play make, distribute to other guys at the age of 18 years old in the SEC as basically a boy while you're playing against like grown men on some of these teams. Like you look at a team like Auburn, they've got 24, 25-year-olds out there on the floor. Jeremiah Fears was 18 years old, and that gives you better reason to believe that he's able to translate and go to the next level as soon as next year and make an impact. And it comes back to the main discussion with him of like, all right, why would we select him when we already have Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and potentially Quentin Grimes coming back as well? I think the Sixers are in a spot where you're just drafting best player available, best talent available on the board, and you kind of figure it out from there. I don't think they're in a position, especially with the question marks surrounding Joel Embiid's health and Paul George's ability to be a high-level basketball player anymore. They're not in a position to be like, all right, we just need this one more piece, and then we're good. We're good to make a title run. I think you're more so in the camp of let's continue to build and start to build towards this next era of Sixers basketball, which look like is, as of right now, it's going to be headlined by Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain, potentially lump Jeremiah Fears in there as well. He's such a good playmaker and scorer of the basketball, and just has some unteachable talent that I think Sixers fans would love. If you haven't already, go and watch his highlights. He's just a really fun basketball player and would be a welcome addition for sure to this Philadelphia 76ers roster. Is he going to be the number 5 or number 6 pick? Remains to be seen. Debatable as of right now. But it's a player I think is going to go a little bit higher than some expect. And when you look at the big board on Tankathon actually has him outside the top 10. They have him sitting there right there at 10. But he's going to be in the mix. Like I think if the Sixers do get that number 5 or number 6 pick, you're probably looking at a combination of Knipple and down. Malawach, Trey Johnson, Kasper Siakam, Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, Jace Richardson, I think is probably the ballpark that you're looking at for players. I think you're most likely going to have VJ Edgecombe go just due to his athleticism and raw ability, some stuff that you can't teach. Obviously, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg going in the top 3, I would assume. And then kind of Knipple on down, I think is kind of your ballpark for when you're looking at potential Sixers prospects. And there's no like right or wrong. There's no consensus type of pick, type of selection. So that kind of goes back to what do the Sixers want? What do the Sixers prefer? And you look at shot-making guards, electric scoring ability, playmaking ability as well. Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey kind of fits the billing there in the description for Jeremiah Fears and what Daryl Morey has shown he likes to pick, what he likes to select, and how he likes to build his roster. So Jeremiah Fears is a player certainly going to be in the ballpark, a prospect I'm gushing over. I think he's going to be an all-star in this league. And anytime you can draft an all-star, I don't care if what you think about Tyrese Maxey, what you think about Jared McCain. If you have the ability to add another all-star guard to your roster, to maybe a potential quartet when you throw in Quentin Grimes as well, you do that, and you do that without blinking. So I don't care about roster needs. I don't care about fit. This is a really good basketball player. When you have a chance to select him, you don't pass up on it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a fan of Jeremiah Fears' game? I know a lot of people are against adding another guard. They're looking for size, more roster fit, everything and so on. That's more of stuff that you can plug and play kind of out there on the free agent market. You're going to have to find some cheap deals. But last year, I mean, give Yabu credit. You were able to go overseas, get Yabu, and he had a great year. He could potentially be back as well. But when you're able to go out there and get all-star guards, they don't, fall off of trees every day. You don't just, walk in the store and oh, there's an all-star guard just waiting for us. These are rare opportunities. They come by, the Sixers got a steal in Tyrese Maxey where he was selected. Jared McCain potentially looking like a steal where he was drafted. You're in the top 5, top 10 picks here. You have the chance to get a potential, franchise-changing type of guard, and Jeremiah Fears could fit in there and work really well alongside some other scores. The one thing about his game, he needs the ball in his hand. So does Tyrese Maxey for the most part. Jared McCain can definitely do a lot more off the ball. Jeremiah Fears, as of right now, not a great knockdown shooter, needs the ball in his hands, but these are things that if you're a coach and you're Nick Nurse, you're making millions, you figure it out. You figure out a way to get your best players on the floor and making plays together. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you in for another guard? Do you want size? Are you just looking to draft for fit? Or are you looking for best player available? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, please drop a like, drop a subscribe, and we'll be talking to you next time here on Sixers Digest.